McIntosh, and welcome to Community Connections. And it just so happens today we're at the Castlegar Community Connection Centre at 1660 Columbia Avenue, Castlegar. Now, to be above board and let everyone know, I am the manager here of the Connection Centre and of the Castlegar Street Outreach. This is being showcased today so that we can let you know what services are offered here and what we actually do here. It's not just a coffee clutch, and we invite everyone to come in. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for joining us here at the Connection Centre. Your roles at the Connection Centre are vital to making this place work and helping those living rough. So I'm going to just ask you, Rob, what you do, why you're here, and why you think it's a benefit.
Why am I here? I've been working with students through Castlegar College in the BSN program and more recently in the social work program to do some outreach in the various communities within the West Kootenays, so Nelson, Trail, and Castlegar, and having access to this as a space for students to come and to learn from and work with the marginalized members of our community has been really beneficial to their learning and to our ability to sort of feel as though we are in some way making a small difference in supporting folks that oftentimes aren't able to easily access healthcare and those types of supports in the community.
Well, I know from experience you guys do great work, and I know those people living on this street really appreciate the outreach that you guys give, and we certainly wouldn't be a solid unit here without you guys. So as a student, how does it feel to be here? How does it feel to experience people living rough and dealing with wound care and all of that stuff?
I love it personally. This is my second rotation doing outreach. I've been mainly in Trail. I provide wound care, like some just basic counseling, hand out harm reduction supplies, just a variety of different things. But I love being able to connect on a one-to-one basis and build those connections and have that trust and rapport there so people feel heard, seen, and validated, and showing them that they are a part of the community.
And that in itself is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yeah, really is. Social work. How does this fit in?
This is my practicum placement, and I'm just with Pierre out on the street, just making connections with people, talking to them, handing out harm reduction supplies and some basic things like vitamins and water and meal replacements, and just making connections with people and making, like Pierre said, just making them part of the community.
Yeah, it's funny, because oftentimes those that are the most marginalized feel the most on the outside of community. And I think that the work that the three of you do really brings that together to make sure people are looked at in the same way everyone else is looked at and respected, and they need some kindness. Right? Because everybody questions their motives, right? Everybody wants to know why they're doing what they're doing, and really they're just trying to survive and make it through the day. So, Rob, you've been a nursing instructor at Castlegar College for some time now?
For some time now, yeah. Over 15 years, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And practicum programs, I think they're great because we get to utilize some really fresh, raw talent, and I think that's wonderful. How has it been for the college? Do you think this is an added incentive?
I think in terms of learning spaces for both our programs, it's social work and nursing. It's really important for students to be able to fully and completely engage in their practice settings, and the outreach program definitely provides that opportunity. The other thing that it gives folks a chance to is not just the chance to work with the people that we're supporting, but to also work with the people that are providing the care and support to, and make those connections and develop those relationships and stuff, because in a very short time, these will be the people that are actually providing that care and delivering those services within our communities, and the more they can connect and understand the communities, I think it's going to much more greatly support their capacity to be able to do that sort of thing. So,
You know, Rob, one of the things that I hear from people that are not in the know of what it's like living on the street, they say, but you guys just enable them. You're handing them out harm reduction stuff. You're just making it easy for them. What do you got to say about that?
I've got a lot to say about that, but so we approach our interactions with everybody, not just those living on the street and those at the margins, from a trauma-informed perspective, trying to understand where that person is coming from, and from a harm reduction perspective too. And that's all part of meeting people where they're at, not trying to make changes or to force our own values or our own ideas on them, but to see where they're at, what they want to do, what they can do, and then from that perspective, from that strength perspective, start to build on those strengths and help them make the changes that they want to make change. Takes time, takes a bit of effort, but time and time again, that seems to be the most effective and the only real way to engage in this type of work. So.
Well, I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am to have this program and you three individuals here helping us out. It means the world to me, and I know that it means 10 times more to the people living on the street. You offer compassion and empathy and kindness. And you can't go wrong with that. And it makes me always very emotional to see people that care. So thank you all for what you do.
Thank you.
And we get a lot back from it too. I mean, that compassion, that care, that kindness goes both ways.
Yeah.
The folks that we work with they teach us so much. They've walked down roads that we've never walked down before, and the only way that we can learn is from their experiences and from their stories, and that's that type of learning is invaluable, and in some small way we just hope to be able to pay them back for that opportunity. So.
Yeah, that's right. This stuff can't be read in a book. Yeah.
They are our greatest teachers. We learn so much from them, and it's a valuable perspective. And you just see a lot of people that just don't have the knowledge or the education around what unhoused and drug-entrenched individuals are, or have, or being, or whatever the word would be. But it's just, we're trying to break down that stigma as well, that these are human beings that deserve love and compassion and acknowledgement, and that they're cared about.
Oh, street outreach, my favorite team of all. So you guys are working out of the Connection Centre. Your street outreach, what does that mean?
That means that we are connecting with our homeless population in the community and those traveling through, and seeing what kind of services they need, things they need, food, water, harm reduction.
Transportation needs.
Yeah.
What was that?
Transportation needs.
Yeah. What else?
Just connecting with them, seeing where they're at mentally, hanging out, talking, bringing food, showing them that we're here.
So why is that important? Why is it important for people to connect with them? Why not just say, here's a coupon, go buy yourself some lunch and leave me alone?
Well, people need that connection to, I think, really thrive and feel like someone, or their community cares, people care. So giving them that bit of connection, I guess, makes them feel a little better throughout their day, and like they're able to carry on.
I like to refer to it as community love. Tim, why do you think it's important? Why not just one-off them?
Because they're part of our community also, just like every other member, and they deserve the same treatment. Just because they don't have a roof over their head doesn't mean they're any less of a person. That's just who they are, and we need to support them.
This is why you guys are my favorite. And I don't say that to everyone. To me, street outreach is absolutely everything that you guys have said, and it is about the connection and bringing them back into the community to let them know that they're loved and valued and seen as people in the community, not just castaways or those people that we can ignore or push away. Friends, families, You know, people, friends of mine whose kids are out on the street, friends of yours. You know, it's a very hard thing to live. It's easy for us to sit and talk about it elsewhere when we're not connected to it, and just to say that people they made their bed, they can lie in it. You know, and if people only knew the simple truth that everything is trauma related, somewhere along the line something has happened, and getting out of it is 100 times harder than getting into it. Right? So I can't begin to tell you guys how much I appreciate the work that you do. And yes, again, I'll say I get very emotional about this stuff, but the difference you guys make and have made is tremendous. And I know that people that are living on the fringes love you guys and appreciate you. And I know that they consider you family, as do I. So I want to thank you both for your hard work and your dedication, and for making everyone feel loved. So I'm here with Nicole Purvis today. She works down at Community Services and she runs the Housing Outreach Program. Tell me a little bit about what you do and who you're helping.
Okay, well, my job is to assist people in finding housing and filling out application forms for low-income or affordable housing. We do a little bit of landlord tenancy, like when there's an eviction, for example, we can assist people with the tenancy agreement, and we'll hook them up with advocacy usually, because they're more knowledgeable in that area. We can help people move in. We help keep them in there. We try and support them after they've been housed as well. Just call and check in and see if there's any way we can support them. We can help them with housing, a little bit of like housing startup things, like housing furniture type things like that. But yeah, mainly it's hard work trying to help these people. So we have folks who, most of our clients are on PWD, so their rent, the amount of money they can spend on rent is about $700. And the rentals in Castlegar are roughly $1,000 to $1,800, maybe even $2,000 if you're looking at like a couple bedrooms. So it's really an impossible situation, honestly. It's very difficult. We've even considered doing like speed dating for roommates. So we're trying to match up people with the same incomes that might be able to house together as a solution to the problem. But it so far hasn't really worked out that well. It's hard to find people that like each other that are strangers, right?
Yeah, compatibility is a really hard thing to get going.
Yeah.
So there's housing out there. Do you have a hard time housing those that are marginalized just because of reputation or alleged reputation?
100%. Yeah, we're finding that any like 2-bedroom basement suites or above, like when it's part of a house and there's roommates above or below, it's just not a setup that can be useful for someone who's got substance issues or mental health issues. We really need single unit affordable housing in Castlegar. That's what we're missing.
Can you say that last part again? And I hope everybody's listening. What do we need?
We need single unit affordable housing. That's the only thing that's going to solve this issue, is affordable for people on PWD, and they have to be able to live by themselves.
And we need single people that are just on income assistance. They're in June, I think their rental supplement goes up to a total of $500. $500 for a month rent. You can't even rent a closet for that. So I'm going to take this little opportunity to get on my soapbox and say that if you care about housing, if you care about the people that are here, if you have friends, family, loved ones, whatever it is that need housing, start writing to your city council, start writing to Finance Minister Conroy, write to anyone that you can think of that's listening to BC Housing. Tell them what we need. This is our community. We get to dictate what comes in and how that looks, and our people need housing, and we need a whole continuum of housing. The hardest housing to get, though, is government housing. So, Nicole, I think that you and your partner that are working with you are doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
I think that you've opened up the eyes of a lot of people as to what the housing issue is. I am thrilled that you're at the Connection Centre with us, because we simply cannot do it unless we partner together. And I'm behind you 100%. Let's go get them.
Yeah, sounds good, Deb. I'm on the same team, my friend.
In December, late December, I read an article in the Castlegar News. It was the census report from 2021. And it said, population has increased to over 8,000 in Castlegar, and 25% of that population were 65 and older. And it just like, interesting. I wonder how many people that is. Well, I did the math. Turns out it's over 2,000 folks just in Castlegar. And it kind of I don't know, it planted a seed, piqued my interest, and I started doing a deeper dive into the math. What I found out was that in Area I and Area J, there are another 1,200, these are approximate figures, and that's according to Census Canada, people over the age of 65. So I started asking questions. I knew that we had Rotavilla, and I knew that we had Castlewood. Well, Rotavilla has 40 apartments for low-income seniors. Castlewood has 110, something like that. I could be a bit wrong on the number, but you're paying $4,500, that's $4,500 a month plus for that accommodation. So I thought, wow, where are over 3,000 seniors going? Because we're here and we're aging rapidly. We want to downsize in our community. We want places to move to, townhomes, condos, and appropriate seniors' residences. Where are they? So I did a bit more research, and apparently there is, according to BC Housing, nothing happening for housing, appropriate seniors housing in Castlegar. There is in Trail, there is in Fruitvale, but not in Castlegar. When I spoke to Columbia Basin Trust, Uli Mueller, their senior manager, she had some good information, and it's mirrored on their website that they look for partnerships. Now they want a target demographic, so the 65 plus numbers fit, but their partnership idea is they want perhaps a nonprofit society, a municipality, and they'll maybe get a plan together, but she didn't specify that there were any plans for seniors housing in Castlegar. When I spoke to the city planner of Castlegar, the city planner said there are no plans currently for seniors housing development in Castlegar. So now I'm going, this, I think I'll tell a few people. So I did a bit more research, sent the letter to City Council, and let's tell City Council that the one thing that they can do is provide land for a development. And of course they can partner with CBT and a nonprofit. Well, who's the nonprofit? Apparently, CMHC, Canadian Mental Health Association, has a good track record with providing housing, getting a project going.
In Castlegar.
Yeah, getting a project, and other communities, getting a project going and finishing it. So there's a potential, but what do we need? We've had the housing assessment, we've had the report, we've had the snapshot, we've had the loop, we've had another assessment, and we're due for another report. We know what needs to be done. We have the numbers, we have the stats, and by the way, the population, that cohort, as they call it, over 65, it's growing by about 20% every year. So every year we're getting about 120, 150 more seniors who will eventually want to downsize in this beautiful community. And so we need everything. We need everything, everywhere, all at once. Now that was an Oscar winner, so let's make seniors housing an Oscar winner. Council needs to act on this, and that's what seniors are looking for. We don't want another report. I think the city has those reports. They're aware of the situation. Now we need action. We want to know what the plan is and when. That is the important thing.
Folks, if you have an issue, if you have something happening and you want it to get out there, contact us. Come to the Connection Centre, see what we can do, how we can connect you. This centre here at 1660 Columbia Avenue is about you. It's about the citizens of Castlegar, the greater Castlegar area, coming together to work out solutions. We can make this anything it needs to be, as long as we're helping those on the fringes coming up, and we're inclusive and loving and kind to everyone. So it only takes one person to put an idea out there, but it takes a community to make it happen. And this lady here, she's going to make it happen.